What's up, everybody? It is Saturday night, and it is a strange night. We are going to have a bit of a different stream tonight for a couple of different reasons. The first and foremost is that we won't be featuring a 3D print tonight. Not because I don't want to, not because I wasn't super excited about being able to show you guys what I was printing, but because, as I said last night, the print that I was hoping to share with you guys today and tomorrow was a large print of the Avengers helicarrier. And, well, the first part of tonight's stream is just sharing with you guys that failure happens. This was the print. You see it only got about 10%, 15% of the way through, and it failed. And that in and of itself isn't really all that notable. You know, failure is not an uncommon thing when you're 3D printing, especially for anybody who's recently gotten a 3D printer. Failure kind of comes hand in hand with the territory. The big thing that happened with the printer was it failed so hard that it actually broke the firmware on the printer, and that printer is now essentially, for right now at least, bricked. So, how frustrating is that? Well, if it were just like a cheap, couple $100, not to say that a couple $100 is cheap, but in the realm of the kind of 3D printing I do for my career and the kind of 3D printers that I use in my day-to-day life, that is a relatively cheap printer. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. I could run out to a Micro Center or a Best Buy and go replace it relatively easily, and it would be more of a nuisance than it would be a genuine inconvenience. But this is not a $300 printer. This is a $10,000 industrial printer, or at least semi-industrial printer. So this is a bit more of a big deal for me than just having a home-based 3D printer go down. Now I fully expect that I'll be able to get it back up and running, and it's at the very least covered under warranty. So if they have to send me another one, or I have to send it in for repair, it won't be pleasant to have to do so, especially during COVID. I don't really want somebody coming into my home unnecessarily unless it's necessary. Which, if that's the route it goes down, so be it. But it's just frustrating, and I've been in a pretty, I don't want to say foul mood, but it's been an upsetting day all around, having to deal with that, because as somebody who likes to tinker with technology and gadgets and things in their life that they can control, it's frustrating when something breaks that you fundamentally can't fix. Not because of a lack of technical acumen, but because the manufacturer has made it nearly impossible or incredibly difficult to do so on your own without the assistance of a certified technician. So I thought I would use this opportunity tonight, in the face of failure, even as small as this may be in the grand scheme of things, to talk about failure in general while I stream tonight, because I'm approaching 37, and I've had more than one business that I've built in my life. Admittedly, most of them have been failures, and so I thought that it would be a good time to talk about how failure is it's a beneficial thing, but it's something that's definitely hard to not wear on your sleeve when you're facing it, whether it's big or small failures. So we'll be finishing up the Avengers tonight. Another thing that I failed to do last night, that I had promised and hoped that I would get to do, but I will get it done tonight, unless there's some crazy 4-hour-long mission that culminates as the last half of this last mission that I'm on. But I encourage anybody who's coming into the stream tonight to talk to me about failures they've experienced. We can talk about them on the stream here. We can talk about how it's shaped decisions that you've made in your life, how it's shaped how you go forward. And while I do that, I'm also going to try to start this raffle. So I do have plenty of 3D printed stuff that I am still giving away. I'm going to start the giveaway again. If you win tonight, dealer's choice. You can pick whatever you want that I've got in the box, and I'll gladly ship it your way. It clearly won't be the helicarrier that I was hoping to be able to give out, but I've still got some plenty cool stuff to give away. I'm also hoping that I can figure out how to set up some sort of ongoing post in the stream that lets people know that what the topic of the day is going to be, as well as reminding people that I encourage people to ask me questions about 3D printing, about starting a business, about streaming, about life, about anything. I've lived quite a bit, and I'm happy to share my experience. And I think the great thing about the age we live in is that I get to hear from other people and the lives they've lived, because we can all share our collective knowledge and our collective experiences to all be better. So yeah, this will be kind of a somber, more real talk stream tonight. I'm going to be inviting Kayla into a party in a little bit. I don't know if she can hear me right now, but I know she's also lived, so perhaps the two of us can discuss the things that have made us who we are, and how failure has shaped the decisions that we've made and the actions that we've taken, and how we've used those to both be better people. So on that note, let's get over to the game proper. And I'm going to turn the volume on the game back up. At least I thought I am. Oh, there we go. Let's see if we can get Kayla in here. Hello.
Hello.
So I don't know if you heard my rambling from around the corner.
I caught a little bit of it.
So yeah, I'm trying something different tonight. It's a real talk stream. I'm letting people bring their experiences and questions about failure and how it's shaped their lives, and how they've used that failure to learn and grow, because failure is part of life, much like my printer up and failed on me today in a way that was pretty extreme. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to talk about that kind of stuff.
That's big.
I don't know if it's that big. I mean, we all experience failure, right?
Of course. It's definitely very much a real talk subject.
Well, I thought about it as I was setting up the stream. As I told you today, I wasn't really feeling streaming, and I thought, there's a lot of people that I've seen in the Facebook group that I've joined talking about how you don't need to stream when you're not feeling it, and they're right. That's an absolutely sound piece of advice. That if you don't feel like streaming, if you don't feel like being public when you don't absolutely really have to be, or even if it's part of what you do for a living. You know, you got to take care of yourself, because if you don't, there's no you going forward to do the things that you need to do. But I also thought a lot about the notion of streaming and how, you know, a lot of the advice that I read about streaming is be upbeat, be positive. Nobody wants to see a downer. And while I don't disagree with that, I think that it potentially limits people from being honest and constructive in talking about the things that affect them, because life isn't always ups. It's got its downs. I mean, that's part of the human experience. So I figured I turned it into an opportunity to talk about it. So, I mean, I'm not going to be super upbeat tonight, but I'm also going to be as constructive as I can with my failure.
Gotcha.
And boy, did that fucking thing fail today. Really, really sucks. Because I really wanted to share that print with everybody. Even if my audience is small and sporadic, and, you know, I don't really know who's watching and who's real and who's a bot and who's not, I really, really wanted to share that with people tonight. I mean, my entire journey to where I am right now with my business is built on a series of failures.
Yeah, I think that's true of most entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I would say I would be very suspicious or cautious around somebody who's not ever known failure. Because I think it's how you deal with failure that defines how well you adapt to business and life and anything having to do with
we can't get to the last transmitter in the Quinjet. Too much cover fire.
We got this. The door ahead leads to the transmitter's base.
I mean, hell, you know, we're streaming, or I'm streaming video games. You're playing with me.
Good plan.
Part of everything you do in a
second.
video game is
Accessing the
learning from failure, right?
Very much. At least in my experience.
You know, if you succeeded in
get that door open.
On it.
If you succeeded in video games every time you played,
when they pulse yellow,
it would A, be boring to watch as far as it pertains to, oh my god, I'm gonna fail like crazy right now.
Hey, I think I understood that.
Yep. Immediately. I'm actually gonna turn the volume down a little bit for the game tonight, so that people can actually hear my thoughts as I'm playing.
Leading your people to their death as they once led you to yours. And for what? None of your adoring fans will know you died for them.
Do you think you would have been where you're at right now with having a job that's at least closer to where you hoped you'd be if you hadn't had a string of failures along the way?
No.
I think there's a common adage in business and in life, you know, when people want you to quote unquote never let them see you bleed, right? You know, you always got to put on the brave face, and there's a cost to that, because you know, we don't actually all have a brave face all the time. Oh wow, I died. And I think if you try to hide your failure, if you try to, you know, never let a god see you, never let anybody see a god bleed. Not that we are all gods, but the notion that we don't let people see our pain. You know, I don't think we let people see that we're human.
Agreed.
So if we get anybody who asks, and I'm not going to just offer it up freely because it's not something I particularly care to repeat, my past set of failures as it comes to business and streaming stuff and being either ahead of the curve or trying to create a curve before it even was ready to exist. But if you're joining the stream and you want to ask me about what I've learned in doing both this new experiment in streaming and my previous attempt at building a media company, which was pre-Twitch, I'm happy to share those experiences and talk about them and what I learned. Because it's a lot. I think Kayla can vouch for this. I have lived.
They will be by the door. Just give me a minute.
I guess a 5-year nap makes a man impatient.
The captain has high expectations for all of us. We shall exceed them. See? Someone has the right attitude. Attack formation!
Fuck, I need health. I need health badly. It really is kind of amazing to me, though, how badly I fucked up that printer. I mean, like, without even really meaning to do so.
Well, do you feel it was you, or that it was just the machinery that just failed, as
Well,
machinery sometimes does?
So what's wrong with the printer is not something mechanical; it's software related. I definitely tried to do something this morning when I woke up and found that it had ran out of filament
generators, Cap.
in the middle of the printing last night. That was probably me being overly stingy with my filament. I tried to, I don't want to say trick the printer, but force the printer to use the remaining amount of the spool that it had deemed empty, even though there was still probably a good 2.5–3 feet of material left. And then when that failed and I got frustrated with it seemingly having froze, I restarted the printer during a critical part of its operational procedure, and I think it screwed up the firmware.
The defense shield is down, Nat. How's that door coming?
I see.
Hard to hack and fight
So
at the same
I
time.
wouldn't say it's entirely my
Are you not
fault,
having
but I
fun?
definitely had a part to play.
You see what I'm seeing?
Those Adaptoids! They've got inhuman powers! I see them. We've got our job, kid. Let Cap do his.
And not to hammer a point, but since we are talking about failure, I think a really big part of failure, personal and professional, is knowing being able to admit when you failed, that you caused your own failure, or you screwed up, or that you made a mistake. Because if you can't do that, then you can't learn from your failure. And it's probably the most important kind of learning that you can do.
Sure did.
I was like, bam! Your history, buddy!
Kamala.
I know, focus.
Hey, I saw, and I thought you were
I mean,
awesome.
I don't like to get too political on the channel, but you know, we are living in a climate where we have somebody who's sitting in the most important office in our country, and without making a judgment on the man as a person, although I certainly have my opinions about it, it's hard to respect somebody in that office when they seemingly fail to inhibit one of the, or damn, I'm really getting fucked up. They fail to embody, I think, one of the most important aspects of a true leader, is that you can admit when you have screwed up, when you've made a mistake, because every person does. If you are alive on this earth breathing, you have made a mistake. I don't think it does anybody any service, especially when you have people looking up to you, to pretend as though you're perfect. Because it, you know, even if you were, you create an unrealistically unattainable goal, benchmark by which to measure your
Are
life.
they ever on? Keep him busy. I've almost got the door.
This is ridiculous.
Need a hand here, Fabio! Prince Fabio to you. On my way.
I am
Tony?
like
How's the
getting
suit
messed
holding up?
up.
It's your way of asking me if I've put on a few pounds?
That's not what I meant.
Hey, not everyone's a super soldier, pal.
$10 says Tony's on a juice cleanse.
I'll take that wager.
I'll take the fifth.
Good lord. I'm getting messed up. I wonder if the game is going to let you replay campaign missions to improve your scores on it. 'Cause I'd sure like to.
I didn't know you got scores in the campaign missions. You mean like the star rating?
Yeah. That was pretty
Got the doors.
Romanoff, the way you managed to infiltrate my company was impressive.
Isn't it really Monica's company? Cap, he's overriding the gates.
I'm in. Hulk, keep him busy. I'm in some sort of power conduit room. Probably for the last transmitter. Everything's electrified.
Look for fail-safe switches. AIM's gotta have a way to shut things down for repairs.
One thing I'm very aware of, as I've been doing a lot more Instagram posting, which, as you know, is not easy for me. I'm not somebody who really likes being on social media. Is that there's a weird feedback loop of people just like liking stuff at random, and I mean, my post tonight was definitely more somber comparatively to the things I've been posting, but it definitely made me feel like you could post anything on Instagram if you've got enough of a following that you can be like, oh, I'm having the worst day of my life and I hate myself, and people would just like it because that's just, you know, that's just the default mode of like, oh, I see a thing, I'm just gonna hit the heart button and move on with my day.
I mean, I do think that happens,
We should have spotted Inhumans
but
by
I
now.
think most
Think about how high
people,
security the prison was. AIM's not gonna give them
they
up
like
that
things
easy.
We
because
can't free them
it
until we know
catches their
Aim's not gonna
attention
gas
in
them
some
into
way.
oblivion.
Tony, some tack would be good.
Do you think maybe it's
Right,
just
sorry.
a lack of a
No,
better
you're right. We have to stop that signal.
Already on it.
lack
Just
of a
keep me
better
covered.
reactionary notification other than just hearting something?
Yeah.
Well, that could be too. I'm stuck on a platform.
I think if there was no, liking system, then people would probably leave comments that would actually lead to some kind of conversation or at least human connection. But it's so much easier to just like something and move on. So you never really know what they're thinking, but I think it's usually, yes, I feel this, I relate to this.
I am stuck somewhere, Kayla. I can't make this jump. It's not an elevator. There's nowhere for me to... Can't ledge climb, I can't... That's solid. Huh. I feel like this panel needs to get turned around. And I don't know where the thing is. Maybe... Nope, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. Oh my god.
Captain, you weren't there. You didn't hear the testimonies, the pain. No one should have to live like this.
On that at least we agree.
I've seen what happens when the people in power
I feel like my viewership is down to 1 tonight just because I can't 3D print.
Oh, that's not the reason.
No, but it feels that way. It's hard for me to not correlate the two internally, and I know that that's not fair. But it's just in my head.
I'm not about to let history
Which
repeat.
is unfortunately the only
Then
place I
don't
get to live.
force us to live through another A-Day.
I don't think you and I did, George. That's part of the problem.
I think I've noticed that on Saturday nights,
It's hard.
it's hard.
I would have thought it would be easier during COVID, just because, you know, like, what are people out doing on Saturday nights, right?
Yeah.
Found my way up. Here goes nothing. I'm almost there.
I also definitely think it depends on what you're playing. Seemed like that one night you were playing Depth. That probably has
Careful, Cap.
such a
I'm
low
picking up
viewership
strange
that you stood
electromagnetic
out
readings in
that
that
night.
tower.
That's
Couldn't
true.
be this easy.
Maybe we should pick something, like, obscure to play on Saturdays together.
Give him hell, Cap. I'll join you when I'm finished here.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
I'm helping Black Widow kick butt.
Focus on those butts, kid.
Oh,
Like,
right.
maybe that, like, superhero fight thing, the card
I
game.
think we found where they're holding the Inhumans.
We need
Yeah.
to get to the Central Complex now.
I'm tied up here.
I'd totally do that.
Because that game, we need an audience. We need people to be able to
I've
vote.
got Jarvis working on the best way to get all those people out of here.
Thank you.
No need. Just doing what I should have a long time ago.
Not bad, Tony.
But remember to tell Bruce about my brief moment of maturity?
You have ruined the moment.
There's another. I can't get that fucking song out of my head. Oh,
I think it's been like 3 or 4 days now.
I know. That really wormed its way into my head. 'Cause I'm the king of the street. Oh, I could have made that even without heading back into Marvel now.
Yes, I've made some pretty good progress.
Okay. I still have a lot to do for Destiny. This is definitely taking a toll on my Destiny time. I got buco things to do before. Interesting. How do I? Ah. I think tomorrow and Monday will be all day Destiny Fest for me.
Oh boy.
I know, it's not what you want to do there. Sunday and Monday.
No, I don't mind. I want to finish.
Mind over matter.
Looks like the transmitter is powered by 3 cores. Take these guys out, and I'll
Of
get you a terminal to
course
open their housing units.
It's powered by 3 cores, because everything in video games is done in triplicate.
How many of these guys are there? Our cause is just.
That's a word I've never heard.
Doesn't matter.
What? The rule
Funny,
3?
kind of feels like it matters.
Did you say triplicate?
Yeah, triplicate.
How's it going there, Cap?
Yeah, I've never heard that.
You never heard that word? Or you never...
I don't think so.
Really? Well, I'm glad you could learn a new word today.
Got you a terminal. Open the cores, destroy them, and the signal should die.
And no more Inhumans will.
I guess I've only really heard it as often as I have from, you know, like legal contracts and stuff that I've had to sign in triplicate.
Oh.
We can come out of this with our humanity intact, Captain.
You know, because you've got to get a copy, your client's got to get a copy, and the law
Doesn't
firm's
he know
got to
you
get a
can't
copy.
spell Inhuman without the human part?
Right.
And that, how the giant brain genius got schooled by a teenager.
Whew, that was loud. Oh no, no. There's too many rocks getting thrown around up in here. So what are you feeling? Do you want to watch Bill and Ted tonight, or do you want to watch more of The Boys?
You almost got it, Cap.
Well, I want to watch more of The Boys, but I also want to get a movie in. And it's already been a week since we were marathoning those Bill and Ted.
Maybe we both eat a gummy and we watch the movie.
Okay.
I think that feels appropriate. You still feeling sleepy?
No, I'm pretty awake now.
It's that not PF Chang's, it's that Panda Express. That authentic Chinese food.
No, I'm still reading a signal from the
You're saying
excavation site.
that activated some kind of energy in me?
No, but in the immediacy, it makes you sleepy. And I succumbed to it, and you powered through.
Oh, I see.
He just swear. Was that a swear?
Thanks, Tony. A little busy right now.
Okay, need a hand?
Yeah, take out those guns.
On it.
As am I. Good. Then meet me up ahead.
Die, Avenger!
It's stuck in your head now, too.
Back at it beneath my sheet.
We're just gonna keep passing it off to each other.
Oh god, at least it's not COVID.
Monica should have let you burn with me.
It's like it's in the other one that we were watching on YouTube. I can get in my head. Saying I love you. It's nothing turns out to Actually, I don't know all the words to that as well as I know the
beacon must have been a decoy.
That's not as earwormy.
You struggle against the unstoppable tide of progress, Avengers.
What has happened to his face?
Classic.
Slow me down.
And fits the theme of tonight's stream.
To blanket
Bridges his house with his blue little windows.
Avengers, no more ships make it out of the quarantine zone. Tony, take out those thrusters.
Thought you'd never ask. Come on, George, you're killing innocent people.
No quips, Stark. That's not like you.
Look out for a giant falling head! Might be able to take out his thrusters.
So was I wrong about that first episode of season 2 of The Next Generation being a little space rapey?
You are not wrong.
I wish I could say that that's like a one-off in Star Trek, but there are a lot of episodes that deal with that.
I wasn't put off by it. I thought it was kind of interesting.
Definitely thinly veiled critique of whatever was going on in the world during that time.
Playtime's over, kid!
What year would that have been?
That would have been 1990.
All this wasted effort. It will make no difference.
And that
Inhumanity
was
is
a
a
long
light
time
on
ago.
this earth.
That was a whole Kayla ago.
I'll take it from here. Everyone fan out. Buy me some time.
Monica already contaminated me with your blood, Captain Rogers. She made me into the thing I hate the most. I'm willing to die with them now, for the good of all.
Lots of power coming off that thing on his back.
On it.
Maybe if you take out his main thruster.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
That might give me a
Natasha.
window.
Why is that giving me a clean, like, avoid this, avoid that video game? Oh fuck, how do I avoid that? I'm gonna die.
I owe you one.
Yeah, like I could totally see how this is not a mission or something where it would let you play with me.
What makes you say that?
Because it like part of this mission is that it's having me switch back and forth between different perspective players. You know, and if I was playing or we were playing together, you know, it would be hard if I was playing as a specific character that the game wants you to take control of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining that. It's accurate.
No, I get it. Yeah, his shield does not obey the laws of
Assemble on
physics.
me.
You're going to hurt.
Nat, move in.
Right behind you.
Damn it. Options, people. Aye. On my way.
As soon as you've got enough power, blast him.
And his shield will fall. Understood. Shield to the storm.
That didn't do what I thought I was gonna do. I know, 'cause I'm like a wish for baby.
Coot is still knocked out on the couch.
Yeah, he's gonna be up all night being annoying. I do not understand what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Thanks. Guardians of Asgard!
see.
don't understand. You can't help but hurt others. Only I can stop you.
Whoa.
What is that thing? A Kree sentry.
Cap, I'm getting the feeling that gem in his forehead isn't just to look pretty.
I think we've got bigger problems.
Yeah, on it.
You cannot win.
Seems like you can.
Come on! Get up! Over here! Get on board!
Kamala, heads up. Big guy, Kamala needs you.
Oh, I know what's gonna happen. Oh, that sneeze was intense.
Bless you.
Thank you.
That's right! Stay away from my people!
One of the weird things is like my character is so like other than Tony Stark, all my characters are so much lower level. It's really kind of frustrating because I just want to be able to do the things like the cool power moves, and Tony's the only one I can, and I'm not playing as him right now. I'm being forced to play as characters that I've spent no time leveling up.
So, pro tip to level up characters equally?
I don't know if you can really.
Is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, I don't really know how I would have even done that. But I definitely it's gonna be one of those things where like I'm gonna finish the game, and in the end game content, it's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna level one up really far, and then I'm gonna have to struggle to level up the other two.
these people to safety.
Whew.
Cap, heads up.
Losing your lunar worked to stop you once. Shall we try again?
What am I supposed to do here? She just has like infinite ammo on her belt? I'm very confused as to what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Alright. Let's out a hideous cry. That's kind of fucked up.
So much for making you see reason. If you wish to stand with your captain, you can die together.
Come on, hurry! Don't look back!
And now!
Hulk! Hulk, hold on! I'm coming to you!
I know how this is gonna end.
Don't you understand? I was supposed to control Terrigen, replace the superpowered. Instead, I created something inhuman.
No! This isn't how you make things right! We deserve a chance!
I know you think you can use this power for good, but you're no hero. You're just a mistake.
The only one left to convince is yourself.
Wow.
And begin!
The end of this episode is the end of this game is very on point with the topic of discussion tonight. And this is how
Failure?
about well, just mistakes leading to mistakes, failure, all that stuff. Negatives and the positives.
Good isn't a thing you are.
Inhumans are born destructive, violent.
You're wrong.
Well, she's kind of making his point.
I never was. What's happening? Oh no. No, no, not again.
I think I did it, Kayla.
You're alive.
Ooh, take it easy. You got hard, kid. Great job. We need to work on
What's
that
wrong?
balancing act thing, but
Goose scratched me.
With what claws?
That was pretty
Her
badass.
back claws. She jumped on me.
Thanks.
She's just why'd you let him out?
Because she was crying nonstop.
What?
All this time I thought I was mentoring you and
Ooh, this is gonna be deep.
I'd given up.
Oh,
That's what I'm trying to say is thank you.
Can I ask you a favor?
what the hell was that?
Hi.
You know you're grounded till you're 30, yes?
Yes.
Good. From now on, nothing but school. And your special field trips.
Really? Oh, Abu.
I'm so proud of you, Beta. But let's not tell Ami, okay?
Okay.
Wait,
Do
so
we have
she
snacks?
has a mother?
I'm hungry.
Well, I mean, she has a mother. Like, I thought her mom was like dead or her parents were divorced. She just really only has a relationship with her father that they talk about. Interesting. Well, yeah, there it is. That's the end of the Avengers campaign. A fitting end to an evening talking about failure and overcoming whatever. I just have no energy to spin that into a positive right now, but there is a positive there. I liked it. I'm okay. Come here, Coot. You wanna show the people who you are? You wanna be on stream? Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. You wanna play with this broken 3D print? Come here. Come here.
As the newly elected Scientist Supreme, I will weed out
I think he's still half asleep.
elements from within.
Yeah, maybe.
No more surprises. No more distractions from our goals. Only carefully crafted innovation. Make no mistake, AIM is still the future. From cloning to time travel,
Damn it.
the possibilities are endless.
Wait a
Now.
minute. Wait, what?
Let's begin.
Interesting. Twist.
Is it not over?
Well, I mean, you knew it wasn't going to be over because there's all this endgame content.
I just meant the campaign.
I mean, pretty sure the campaign is over, but it's definitely leaving the door open for some DLC or additional content or... Couldn't have a game if there wasn't a stinger. It does piss me off that we don't get Spider-Man unless you play on PlayStation. Just seems kinda silly and a detriment to the fan base. I guess I feel like if you're a hardware console maker and you want to talk about exclusives and things that are a reason to go out and buy, you know, system X, Y, or Z, it shouldn't rely on exclusive content due to licensing. That's just cheap and shitty and bad for everybody. I mean, I think Sony already does such a great job of giving people a reason to at least consider purchasing their consoles by releasing really outstanding first-party games like The Last of Us and Uncharted and God of War and Little Big Planet, and you know, like, they have a very strong list of console exclusives. That's certainly an area where Microsoft has struggled. They don't have nearly as many just exclusives in general, let alone ones that are like, oh, I've got to go buy that console just for that game. And then you've got a company like Nintendo, which pretty much exclusively exists for their exclusives. But when you make it like, oh, play Marvel's Avengers only on PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4 if you want to access Spider-Man, but otherwise the game is there for everyone else to play on every other console, that just sounds like somebody saying, these are my toys and I don't want to share, and fuck the larger gaming community. And that's just shitty.
Commander Hill, what's the situation?
Good to see you again, Cap. I wish it was under better circumstances, but we think AIM might have a new leader, someone with ambitious plans to expand their operations.
Is it really ambition if you have the government and public opinion on your side?
We can change people's minds, Tony, even if we have to act outside the law.
Well, I do love breaking the rules.
SHIELD is still getting back on its feet, but we've been able to gather intel on AIM's operations. They haven't missed a beat since San Francisco. Here's where it gets weird. Our sources tell us AIM has been experimenting with cloning technology, new synthoids, and we believe they're exploring potential uses of cosmic energy.
And here I hope cloning would be the weird part.
The world still needs the Avengers. Maybe now more than ever. You can count on us.
Good. If our intel is right, we're gonna need all the help we can get. I've got some field ops lined up when you're ready. The harm room is back online on the lower deck, so you can train up if you need to. We got a big job ahead of us.
All right.
As the new Scientist Supreme, Monica Rappaccini now directs all daily operations within AIM. SHIELD believes she is spinning up several dangerous new initiatives, but to what end we have yet to discover. Since recovering the SHIELD protocols, our priority is now to help Commander Maria Hill get SHIELD back on its feet.
All right.
The protocols have revealed the locations of several shield vaults,
awesome
as well as agents in the field who could use our help.
The rest of Fury's vaults are proving to be, well, tricky to locate. We think some of those caches contain coordinates to the remaining ones.
Hey, Avenger. I got a job.
Oh. Fury used to yell at us from up here. Gotta miss that guy.
Alright, so when you get to a multiplayer, when you get to a mission, Kayla, and you can build out your team, see if you can invite me, okay?
Okay.
I spent many years solving Midgard's problems without violence. Unfortunately, our war against AIM can't be won without it.
Maybe if I don't get any more viewers in the next hour or two, maybe I just cut my stream short.
We reach. Alert us if anything changes.
I'm gonna watch a movie.
Stark?
I also would like to help get you to the point where we can play this together.
Looking a little stiff there. You feeling all right?
Sure. Never better.
Uh-huh.
I'm fine.
Well, that was so convincing. Thanks for putting my mind at ease.
Are you getting hungry again, or not? Not even close.
Wanna go do
A little
some good?
bit. I'm not hungry for a full
I knew
meal.
we could count on you.
No pizza yet?
Excellent.
No pizza yet.
Thank you.
Double-decker pizza yet?
You'll help? Seriously? This is really going to make a difference.
As I'll get over you, I know I will.
Keep working. Pretend I'm not here.
Needs a stronger power source.
Gotta work with what we've got. New shipment's not expected anytime soon.
I really hope that this game builds a following and there are people who are playing it. It would be a shame
Hey, Tony.
if there weren't.
When I found out about Tarleton, I shouldn't have been surprised. I mean, I wasn't. It's always been pragmatic to a fault.
These plant samples from Wakanda are extraordinary.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Wakanda. Where the hell is Natalie?
If you ever have any doubts, remember, it doesn't matter what the newspapers say. We're fighting the good fight.
Data code 415623.
Hi, Tony.
Everybody's wearing their cool Stark Tech outfits now.
Remember, information is power. The more we know about our enemies, the more lives we can save. Still working on his coordinates. Mr. Stark? Hey, Mr. Stark. Good, Iron Man.
So I wonder, so they're adding Hawkeye and they've got like a crew quarters for him. What are they gonna do with everybody else? They're gonna run out of doors from the helicarrier.
I should probably do something about those wires someday. You cheat in one chair race, and they steal your wheels. Almost time to restock this thing. Sure glad I kept a spare here. Jarvis, any chance you can read all these memos for me? Oh, don't pull that regularly scheduled maintenance crap. I know you can hear me.
I feel like every time I walk by, Kamala's yelling in her room.
At times like this, friends, it's hard for the average American to untangle fact from fiction. This week has seen a series of extraordinary events.
Hello, Avenger. Ready for the new you? Not gonna fund my coffee habit?
At times like
really?
this, friends, it's hard.
Over here!
Definitely digging the game.
Nothing this time? That's A-okay.
Okay, so now what do I do? Should probably do all the specific iconic mission chains.
Oh my gosh! Hey there, Avenger!
Hey, big spender, dig this blender. There's 1, 2, 3. There's like, what is the top level you can reach in this game? I wish games like this would tell you, like, really explicitly, like, here's the max level you can reach in this game. I feel like Tony Stark would never use hammer tech in his suit. You tired of that song yet? I am. Oh, the starts. I see. That armor is dope. I want it. Man, Iron Man has the coolest armor, like cosmetics, in my humble opinion. Ooh, I have the full Avengers comic set. And a full Captain America set. Cool. Do you think it's crazy that I used to build forts as a kid out of comic books?
I do.
The fire hazard that represents. I don't even know how to express. Have you gotten somewhere where you think you're gonna invite me yet, or no?
I'm in a mission. I think I'm almost done.
Gotcha. I'm gonna take a chance, take some time to actually listen to all this.
It's over. There's no way S.H.I.E.L.D. survives the year in any recognizable form. If A-Day and our association with the Avengers don't drag us under, DC will do the rest. Every political enemy we have smells blood in the water. And they're already talking about redistributing budget and assets. I'm sorry, sir. I know I don't have to tell you, but despite my reservations, I did everything I could. And I don't regret a minute of it. If you'll allow me to be trite, it's been an honor. So we play it as planned. I'll remain as acting director as we shut off the lights. We can't save everything, but we can play the shell game like no one else in this town. After that, I'll take the first transfer I can to some safe agency, lay low at a desk for a year or two, and we'll see which way the storm clouds blow. And you and Clint, do what you do best. Till we meet again, sir.
Interesting. So that's some context to where Nick is.
Hey, Lenny. Long time no see. George passed on your message. Cute address. By the way, I'm assuming you made it just for me. You're right to be angry. I shouldn't have left the table without saying a proper goodbye the other night. I'll cut to the chase. You'll have your money, and a lot faster, if I have full use of my niece. No need to find out where I live. No need for more threats. Give me 3 days, and we'll both be able to walk away happy. What do you say? Hugs and kisses. Tony.
Ooh, there's a Labor Day special at Boston Market.
Uh-oh.
No, we're not doing it. We've got
Dangerous.
We have a turkey dinner in the freezer already.
Yeah.
Before I had the procedure, I couldn't control myself. My parents were terrified to be around me. 2 hours after the procedure, I was walking laps around the hospital floor. And I couldn't and wouldn't hurt anyone.
If you or a loved one is exhibiting the signs or symptoms of the inhuman disease, call your local AIM clinic to make an appointment to get tested. Clinical trials for the cure are accepting new patients daily. Don't live in pain. Let AIM help.
Whoa. So the max hero level is 50. and the max power level
Abu
is
noticed the blood pressure
150.
cuff I borrowed last week was missing, but assumed Dami misplaced it and it'll turn up. It's not like he needs to use it anymore. It was just a precaution when he had that heart
Interesting.
attack scare. So far, according to the internet, my blood pressure's normal. So is my pulse and my temperature. Thanks to that children's thermometer I found in the bathroom cupboard. I'm trying to think of what else I could test to see if I'm getting sick, but that would involve stealing more medical equipment. I kind of wish Abu worked in a hospital instead of a bank. I also kind of wish Abu would let me talk to him more about this stuff. But he wants to pretend like AD never happened. He might be the only one in the entire country.
In one of the tallest buildings in New York, the Avengers lounged in their tower, waiting for a world needing saving. All was peaceful for once on a rare, calm day for the world's greatest superheroes. That is, until Iron Man barged in the living room, swinging a plunger like a sword. "We have a problem," he announced, breaking the peaceful silence and making everyone wince. Dr. Bruce Banner peeked over the glasses resting on his nose. He wrinkled his brow, narrowing his eyes at the interruption to his readings. You'll have to be more specific. "In my toilet," Iron Man answered eagerly. Captain America was wearing a red, white, and blue apron, cooking in the kitchen. Captain Marvel came around the corner, still in costume, wiping sweat from her face. "Oh good, I'm starving," she said tiredly. "Training SHIELD agents to fight aliens is not easy." "It's gonna be a while," Captain America said, still measuring ingredients. "Shall I order pizza then?" Thor asked. "No!" both captains said. Thor looked grumpy. He was the only one who liked pineapple on his pizza.
What is this fucking story that I just unlocked? That is bizarre.
Listen closely, because I'm only going to say this once. I cannot do what I was brought on board to do if you can't stand on your own 2 feet. Your continuing error is one of scale as well as vision, something I've come to expect from you science types. You've had the answer in front of you all along, if you'd been paying attention. Your machine intelligence is still not fast enough to mimic my reflexes, because you're still holding them back. Let go of your leash and allow your synthoids to follow my lead. If you give them unrestricted access to their higher functions, they'll follow my lead, just like good soldiers. By next milestone, I want to see a functioning prototype of your photographic reflex module. I don't care if you have to do it behind Monica's back. I want their behavior protocols disabled. Listen closely, because I'm only going to say this once. I cannot do what I was brought on board to do if you can't stand...
Black Widow, who had her own chair that no one was allowed to sit in ever, rolled her eyes at Iron Man. "There's nothing in your toilet, Stark." Iron Man raised a finger grandly, shaking it at Black Widow. Have you looked?" "I'm not looking in your toilet," Black Widow replied seriously. "Then you can't say there's nothing in it, can you?" Iron Man snapped. Unable to stand there arguing any longer, Thor got up from the dining room table where he'd been eating a huge feast fit for a king, or a god. He slammed his hands on the table. "I will go look if it will stop this arguing." "We'll stay here," Captain America said, pointing to himself and Dr. Banner, who nodded in agreement. "I'll pass." Captain Marvel plopped down on the couch next to Dr. Banner. Iron Man and Black Widow followed Thor to Iron Man's private bathroom, trying to look over the God of Thunder's huge shoulders. When Thor got to the door, he carefully reached for the doorknob, turning it slowly in his muscled fist. Iron Man lowered his visor and closed his eyes. Black Widow put her hand on her gun holster, just in case.
This is so weird.
If I told you there was a nuclear weapon loose in the United States, in the hands of one man with a history of psychological issues, you would rightly be terrified. Until recently, that was exactly the case with the Avengers. Now, it is up to us to keep our communities safe. Superhumans can never be in full control of the powers they wield. It is paramount that we all protect each other. If you see something, say something. We cannot afford another A-Day.
Ms. Romanoff, would you say you are the second in command of the Avengers organization?
No.
I don't suppose you could clarify, in Captain Rogers' absence, who speaks for the Avengers?
We never had a formalized plan for what would happen if... I can do my best to speak on behalf of the others, but Cap... Only Steve could have truly spoken for all of us.
How many times do I have to explain this? We take the safety of civilians with utmost seriousness. And what happened on A-Day couldn't have been predicted. And we did everything we could to minimize the loss of life.
So, you're saying, for the record, that the Avengers do not pose a risk to the citizens of this country?
I am saying that again. Is short-term memory a common problem among senators from...
Why, then, would your colleague, Dr. Banner, say otherwise?
Sorry, what?
In his interview, Dr. Banner stated, in no uncertain terms, that he believed the Avengers could, and continue to be, a source of potential danger to the populace.
There was the schism.
When was the last time you had contact with Mr. Odinson?
A few weeks after A-Day.
Mr. Odinson.
And at that point, what did he have to say?
He blamed himself. And us for Cap's death. He said he was going out on his own to find another way to do good where he didn't put people in danger. We already hadn't seen each other in weeks when he put his hammer down at Cap's statue. You already knew that.
Now, your transformation into the Hulk is not just at will. There are also emotional stimuli that can trigger the change and affect the duration, yes?
Yes, during times of extreme stress, the Hulk takes over for long periods of time.
And does that concern you, given the events of the last few months?
It does. It does.
Could the same not be said for the rest of you? A self-proclaimed god, an erratic genius, a Soviet-born assassin, and a barely controllable monster. In light of recent events, can you say the Avengers pose no threat to the good citizens of this country?
No, sir. No, I can't.
We're leaving everything behind. All the hardware, the drives, everything. I don't like this any more than you, but given the circumstances, I don't think we have a choice. Hill gave me one exception. Quinjet F-530 should be scrubbed from the manifest. No one from AIM will know it's here. Per your other concern, we'll flush the network before we shut the lights off. It's clear AIM does not have the same priorities as us, so I'm not taking chances. We've had shakeups before, but I'll be honest, since A-Day, this is uncharted territory for us all. In 6 months, my guess is S.H.I.E.L.D. will be dissolved entirely. I know you're freaked out, and that's good, because so am I. But I need you to keep up appearances for now. I've got your back.
Phil? Well, first, thanks for inviting me to come on your show to set the record straight. As the world grows more complex, the dangers we face have adapted. We can no longer take a localized approach to protecting this nation or the world. The Avengers must become a global organization. Our new West Coast headquarters is just the first step. As for the Chimera, and I apologize if I get this wrong, but people much smarter than I am have explained it's powered by the Stark patented Terrigen reactor, capable of generating clean, efficient power. Not only will we be more mobile, more able to react to danger, We're working toward improving the world in peacetime as well as in crisis. Is this helicarrier designed for conflict? Well, yes. The Avengers' primary mission is to defend the public from harm. And sometimes that requires a little muscle, you know? When terrorists attack, even if we do our jobs, damage is done. People get displaced. Whole areas are deprived of power and basic food and water. But with the Chimera as our new mobile headquarters, we'll be able to solve some of these problems. So yeah, the Chimera is a military vessel, but it will also allow the Avengers to give something back to the world.
I don't appreciate Stark Industries setting roots in my own backyard without so much of a courtesy call. Tony loves to play this all off like the natural growth of the Avengers, but this whole thing reeks of his ego, just like the inside of his tin tux. I know you're working closely with him, and I don't want to sour your working relationship, but sometimes you'll find you just need to outmaneuver him, or else he's always going to construct a scenario where he's the hero on center stage. PIM Technologies has been in the region doing similar work on clean energy generation, but he never even bothered to talk to us, because it's all about him, not about the science. And the public will eat it up. Anyway, I'm ranting. I'm glad you reached out, Monica. You could use someone who knows Tony and what he's capable of in your corner. I just want to make sure he doesn't take advantage of you. He's good at that. Hey.
With the West Coast office, I'm gonna be on 3-4 times as many flights. And, the Hulk hates flying. It's like, jamming a bull in a china shop, 30,000 feet up. But it's gonna happen. He has to do it. On the other side of the scale, there's Tony's project. Being the Avengers. Literally saving the world in as many ways as we can. And Monica. So much more time with Monica. Okay. I think I can make this work. Hulk will just, you know, have to deal with it. And, all things being equal, future looks bright.
You have been
Not that
selected
bright.
to work with extremely confidential data on the basis of your intellect and abilities. New personnel at the Terrigen Initiative are expected to be familiar with all prior findings with regard to the experimental regenerative Terrigen hemoglobin catalyst formula, henceforth the regenerative formula. The company intranet has an archive of all previous research. The applications will become clear, but for the purposes of security and shareholder obligations, we filter our results. The primary goal must always appear to be the complete cure of the inhuman condition through use of the formula, even if your work takes you in another, more important direction. We at AIM have certain expectations of you. Failure to live up to expectations at this stage puts you in a dangerous position, operationally speaking. You have all been through rigorous vetting. We are working with arguably the most important discovery in the history of scientific inquiry. Do not disappoint. Our understanding of Terrigenesis continues to increase, with certain commonalities being identified. All inhuman subjects form a protective cocoon around their bodies during the process, though the structure is more akin to a chrysalis. I'm afraid the catchier name has stuck. The gestation period varies wildly, and the mortality rate is still high. But surviving subjects emerge changed, and from there, no two metamorphoses are identical. There also appears to be a psychosomatic component to the mutations, a connection between the consciousness of the subject and the change. Work with the regenerative formula on Project Adaptoid advances in parallel with great strides being made in the mimicry.
You got so quiet.
I'm listening to all the
must remain isolated from
the
the rest
intel.
and away from any diagnostic
Oh.
equipment that would allow study of the regenerative formula itself. This level of secrecy is prohibitive to progress, but the composition of the formula must remain known to me.
Ooh, did you just drop something?
Yeah, I'm trying to get Goose away.
She can't be made to go away.
But more work is the apparent correlation between the subject's desires and their individual manifestation post-pterogenesis. The more a subject is aware of the program and its risks, the more likely their enhancements will assist them in escape or resistance. We must be cautious. Keeping subjects isolated and ill-informed is the smartest approach.
Sounds like she's knocking over a lot of shit.
George is unaware of the regenerative formula's importance in our research, or in his own treatment. Without it, his condition would be terminal. But the formula allows me to direct the course of his transformation, and he remains my most...
Okay, let me
He would kill me if he learned
see
it.
what's up.
So many little calculated risks, but nothing...
'Cause I'm the king of wishful
We're on the event horizon of nothing less than total human evolutionary apotheosis, or extinction. Someone has to be in the adult in the room and make the hard choices. AIM has scraped together
I
enough
have 3 more to listen
continue
to.
research into quantum causality for now. If the implications of our early tests are correct, we may be rewriting the common conception of linear time before the decade is out, but we will soon need a new supply. I've made initial overtures to the Wakandan government now that I am in a position to do so, but I don't believe it will amount to much. We will need far more than they will part with, willingly. Tarleton continues to act like my prominence in public life is something I desired, not something I endure. Before A-Day, I mirrored his resentment at being sidelined by Tony and the Avengers. I let that be our bond, a false longing for credit and fame. As if I didn't manufacture the situation to position myself exactly where I wanted to be. People are always willing to believe that we share the same desires. From there, it's all momentum and inertia. A gentle push here, a single word there. Then you let them do the work and think it was their idea all along. People can be so easy. I have enough of a foundation in psychiatry and human behavior to diagnose and categorize my own particular mental illnesses and pathology. I am not deluded. I know that chemistry can render my mind suboptimal, and that I must take responsibility for maintenance.
That's so funny.
Once, to eliminate the possibility
Just
of
Goose
confirmation,
things.
I hired the best psychologist I could find.
Is it time for her to go back in the
unfettered
bedroom?
access. I could tell she was horrified, but she hid it well. It was a waste. She refused to believe that I was not made who I am by trauma. She needed so badly for there to be some answer, a clear causation to my need to control, a reaction to a stimulus. The real answer, of course, scared her too much to consider. I'm a shadow without a light source. Trauma didn't make me. I made me. In my position, with my resources and abilities, how could I not do what I have done? It would be an abdication of my responsibility to my species not to. I had her killed afterwards, like I had always intended.
Man, Monica's a real piece of work.
Social situations demand that I sometimes put on a show, but I am not the habit of relinquishing control without getting something in return. That's out the window tonight.
Is she a character you're familiar with, or is she new to?
She might be in the comics, but I was not familiar with her. I mean, I love Marvel, but I am not by any means encyclopedic when it comes to knowledge of Marvel stuff.
If they've been here once. I've opened a bottle, locked the doors, and blacked out the security system long enough for me to sink into oblivion for an evening. I deserve it. I am so lonely. I don't need something so trite or squalid as companionship. What I need is the one thing I cannot have. Someone I can depend on. I'm so tired of doing this alone. I just need there to be more of me. I don't blame the rest of them for resisting what AIM must do. Not everyone can see what's coming. If they understood what I was doing and why, they would try to worship me.
You still in the middle of a mission?
No. They must be dragged.
I just finished. I'm going back to that campaign to see what I have to do next.
Alright. Whew. Alright, I just finished listening to all of the things. Cause I'm the king of wishful thinking.
More stories about the Avengers attempting to clean up
I have 2 hours to rescue 3 more hostages as Iron Man for my weekly challenge card.
Avengers, we've discovered the location of a high-security AIM server facility. If you gain control of the login stations, I should be able to hack into their systems and steal valuable information for the Resistance. Be on your guard. This facility is likely to be...
Waka waka waka.
Defended by elite AIM synthoids.
We got this.
If you can gain control of AIM's network temporarily, I can infiltrate their security system. Head for the terminal, so I can get you inside the lab. If you can gain control of AIM's network temporarily, I can infiltrate their security system. AIM's network is equipped with a multi-point authentication system. I need access to multiple terminals. The more the better.
This is not the kind of mission I was hoping it would be.
AIM will attempt to initiate a shutdown protocol if they gain access to the terminal. You cannot let them. The shutdown protocol is progressive.
Come on, guys, we can do this!
Beginning infiltration.
Damn it.
That helps, thank you.
This guy's not getting back up.
I'm inside AIM security system. That helps, thank you. The shutdown protocol is progressing. AIM has initiated their shutdown protocol.
Good job, you!
Beginning infiltration. That helps, thank you.
Oh, really felt that one!
Tony's down!
Oh my god. I am aborting this mission. So what mission are you on right now?
I'm exploring the space station.
Ah, okay.
It's not a mission.
No, but I see where you are now. Oh, I see where you are now. I need one of the missions where, like, I'm flying around in the open world.
Okay, Commander. How can we help?
Perfect timing. Thanks to those protocols you found, I was able to hunt down S.H.I.E.L.D.'s impounded gear. It's being held in a secure AIM base up north. Weapons, trucks, tanks, everything. Fury was tracking it all.
And you need to help us take some weapons?
No, we're taking the entire base.
Awesome.
I just need a little muscle to do the job.
I can't help you there, but I know someone who can.
Oh, Bruce? Thanks. Oh, wait, you're talking about...
Yes, Hulk. Let's let's go. We'll get to it.
I've got operatives en route now. With your help, we can take over that base and reclaim everything AIM stole from us.
I will get over you. I know I will. Ooh, I'm harmonizing it myself. So I think I'm sticking with this monitor, Kayla.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like it.
But you still bought the other one, right?
Yeah, well, I'll probably move one of these to the office.
You'll be the
once
first
I'm-
wave. My agents will follow and secure the base as you make your way through.
Or I'll just have the craziest command center. I mean, whenever we end up in another place, I'm probably gonna get a bigger desk that I can like put actual monitor mounts on and stuff. Did you finally put her in the bedroom?
We'll need to hit the security checkpoint first and clear it out.
Oh,
Once
then
you
I'm
strike,
dying.
you'll have to move fast. Their alarm system will bring everyone running. Everyone, get in position. Ready. Awaiting your signal.
You relegated her to the dungeon.
I feel bad because I know she just wants attention, but
It's the wrong kind of attention.
There is a chest with gear close by.
No idea what condition this stuff will be in. Let's hope they didn't scrap it all.
I will remember you. I will get over you. Is pizza sounding pretty good though?
I'm still not very hungry.
Oh, we're gonna fix that.
There is a special enemy unit close to your location. They may drop something useful if defeated.
This might hurt.
I finally got something better than that legendary piece of gear I had. That makes me sad. I wish you could put like you could track your challenge card stuff like right from your menu.
I haven't even looked at that stuff.
Okay, come on. One of these question marks has to be find and save your fallen comrade.
Heads up, we got company.
Approaching security checkpoint now.
While doing campaign missions, did you usually go after the question marks?
I did. Not all of them, but the
There is
ones
a
that
chest
were,
with special
like,
resources
convenient
close
get
to your location.
Yeah, same. It kind of kills me though that like left question marks behind undiscovered.
I know. Like how weird is it the games have triggered that kind of Pavlovian like must finish question marks. What could it be? They also apparently turn you into Bill Shatner.
This is it. We'll follow your lead.
I have to find his question marks. It's imperative to my mission. Risk.
The last mission I did run into not being able to open a door that a chest was behind.
Who are you playing as?
Iron Man?
Yes, you can pop the Hulkbuster, and it can open doors.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Well, that seems like such a waste.
It is. It's a tremendous waste of a valuable super.
So I'm Captain America now.
You found him.
Yes.
I think that space mission's really cool. There's a third one. I'm so fucking confused right now.
I spend a lot of time confused in this game.
That's not good.
Well, I'm a bit of an airhead and when it comes to like figuring things out. I'm probably not the norm.
I don't think you're Oh my god, am I that stupid? Yes, yes I am. Wow. That's what we call grade A stupid. Oh yeah! Sorry. Every time I hear "oh no," that's the first thing that pops into my head.
I can't think of the Kool-Aid Man without thinking of, like, Family Guy.
Well, that's where I think of it from.
Not the commercials?
Well, I mean, I guess yes, but I mean, so I've seen it so many times in Family Guy that is where my mind goes.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not alone in that.
You are definitely not alone.
Oh, I've fallen into space like 4 times because I keep missing a jump.
I had that happen in the space station where there was a jump with Captain America that it was trying to make me make, and I kept falling through the space station and into space. And
I wonder if it's the same place.
I kept thinking, like, why do they have such a horrifying animation for this?
Ooh, I made it. It's the wall running.
Yep.
Uh-oh! Not doing so hot!
I'm on the move. We can do it.
Night-night, sweetheart. They're hammering us.
Well done. Our agent.
Man, I'm just not making progress on this.
Get
Still
from
need
here.
3 saves.
Go on ahead. See if you can locate our stolen supplies. Checkpoint A locked down, Commander. All units, move in. Approaching position.
Heavy security up ahead.
Then that's where you head first. Never thought I'd say that. You all right up there?
Several AIM units are guarding the area. They're transferring fuel to a nearby Quinjet. They're attempting to escape with some of the shield equipment.
You know what to do. Big Green is out!
Guess I do
2 to go. One left.
There she goes crying again.
What a baby.
I'm guessing you can't hear her from where you are.
I can't. I'm glad, because it would break my heart.
Why let her out?
I know. You're a good person.
Whoa! AIM is retreating to the main structure. Everyone heard that one. We gotta run him scared.
Their Quinjet is grounded.
And Coot is still on the couch.
Shield assets at a
Yeah, him
hangar
I can see,
nearby.
or at least I was.
That was
aware.
nice of them. Let's work for us.
Avengers! We figured you'd be doing Hill's dirty work.
Taskmaster's mercenary.
What are they doing here?
Protecting the base, it seems.
Get rid of them.
Ooh, I got knocked the fuck out.
Thanks for having my back.
Good night.
Close range. Flies are nothing.
They've got backup. We'll keep them busy.
You think a few trucks will help you? Shield is nothing. It will always be nothing.
Sounds like they're getting desperate.
All clear.
All hostiles accounted for. Base secure. Nice work, everyone. Secure the perimeter. Look out for any stragglers. Thank you, Avengers. With this, we stand a fighting chance, finally. We're back, Fury. Sounds like they're getting desperate.
Alright, where the hell do I find shield hostages? God, this is like